Okay, we had a hiccup of a few dropped frames. Hopefully that doesn't repeat itself. So. Oh, come on. There we go. We are working on the lights again. You'll also have to tell me if my delay is correct on the audio. I just guessed at 2 seconds. But today we are playing with MQTT on a Pi to try to, and Python to try to control those lights. Now, I already went in. Let's see, I don't know if it actually added it anywhere in here. I'm looking really quick to see. Okay, it didn't add it anywhere in here, but if we go in here into add remove programs, you'll see I'm sure there's a way to list this on command line because I installed these from the command line. I just haven't. So I have a command line client and a command line or in a broker currently running on the Pi that I installed. I also set them to start on startup, or the broker at least. The client, I really only installed that for troubleshooting purposes. Because as you can see here, I installed another one on Windows over here. So if we create this, let's see. Hi, lights. I don't have a username in setup. We will drag this over here for a second. Well, actually, you know what? You guys can see my That's the wrong screen that I dragged back over. So professional. I think you can see it on... Oh, you can't see it on there, but okay. But, yeah, internal IP addresses. 172.5.16.1... I forget. 154. No password. I'm gonna leave all the rest of it blank. Go ahead and okay. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Menu. How do I edit this guy? There we go. I forgot to put the port number in. 1883. It is running on... It is still running, right? Yeah, it's still running. Yeah, you try that, Jinx. 172.25.16.154. But remember, that is my wireless IPs, not my wired. I have a different network for my internally wired stuff. So if it is ahead a little bit, let me kick this down. There, I kicked it down just about 200 milliseconds. Okay, why is this? Okay, I had this working a minute ago. Oh, I know why. Because the MQTT server on the Pi runs MQTT TCP, not WinSock. So, or WS. So. Now if I save it, bing, connected. No, what it was is, like I said, is this MQTT box is set for Windows version of MQTT, which uses WinSock instead of TCP to do all its communications jank. I forgot that I had to change the type to MQTT instead of WS for WinSock. Again, don't know why. It is just the way Windows loves to do things. Alright, so I'm just going to make a new topic called Lights. And exactly once. Testing. We will subscribe to Lights over here. We will publish. Yay! Okay, so MQTT broker is still correctly working. And that was after rebooting the Pi earlier. Oh, CD desktop CD light scripts clear one. Okay. Yeah, I'm still getting that. Those are still my bash scripts, so that I'm gonna keep around. I'm probably not gonna use them though. Oh, and creating the MQTT broker on the Pi was really easy. I just had to do the sudo apt install mosquito and the install -client, and that installed both the client and the server. And then I had to do the enable services to make it start on startup. And that's just the mosquito services. Which, if any of you use Linux or Unix, you know how to do all that stuff already. So now what we got to do is I have to create a Python script in order to connect to those brokers. Make that a little bigger here so we can all see it. There we go. All right, so well, I could probably do that, Jinx. I know I've been playing around with MQTT a little bit. And I just opened a shell. I didn't actually open a editor. I just realized that. But I'm using the MQTT broker because more than one thing might have to connect to this, because I'm doing light animations and I'm doing sound. So I might have to have our control board published to the broker that then the lights and the sounds both use. So now with the sound system, all I have to do is have it subscribe to this MQTT broker that I've installed. As for the local stuff on the thing, I'm going to have a Python script literally just subscribe to the MQTT broker and say and listening for specific commands. Alright, and like I said, I opened the wrong thing. That is a shell, not a... script editor. Let's see, file, save. We are going to do this as MQTT underbar test. Well, we'll start with importing time, because time is always important. The one that I have some information on is this fail. Or fail, however you want to pronounce it. So my broker equals now they use a pretty much, yes, Jinx. It is a single point of failure and control. But it also makes configuring it easier. Now, if I really wanted to get complicated, we actually have a file server running on the network at my church, and I could put the MQTT broker on that and then have everything published to that and then come back out. But I figure, why not just keep the lighting system isolated to its own thing and just use my Pi as the broker, because it's not going to be all that much. So what I've got here is I've got a script or a piece of Python scripting up on my other screen right now that I'm just typing out here. Because I want to test this. And then we'll modify it as needed. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. Although I doubt you'd be using MQTT for something like that. You know, multi-million dollar shows would probably be using dedicated DMX, so hardwired cabling. But who knows? Maybe I can go into the business of creating these for large-scale production. Now, see, the funny thing is, I have not seen where in... This should be a... Okay, that is a bunch of notes. I don't know. I don't feel like typing all of those out. Okay, so that's the end of that callback. The way this guy writes code is weird. Because he used like 7 hash marks in front of this. Oh, okay. Okay, I kind of understand what he's doing with this. Okay, alright, so that's probably what it is then. See, the thing I don't like about the way he wrote his code is it's... he didn't indent any of it in the documentation, or in the thing here, so I'm kind of having to guess. See, I don't know if this is all supposed to be under that define, or if on message is the only part that's supposed to be defined. See, I think starting right here is where I need to stop the... Because I think we're just defining this function of on message, so... I'm not 100% sure, so, we'll see. Oh, whoops. I'm of course modifying this slightly to match my MQTT server that I have. So this is, okay, so this isn't either? Alright. So I don't really need that then. I can just get away with a single hash. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so we're gonna go with what he has, modified slightly. Helps if I spell right. Okay, so if I save this, and if I run this, I didn't see... Okay. Evidently I gotta go find this Python module that I just had to figure out what the pip was called. Okay. Okay. See, but I did that, but it won't let me type. So I go here, I open System Shell. It wouldn't let me do anything in here. I can't type, I can't do anything. New tab, maybe? See, I downloaded it and installed it, but this says it's not installed. Start and stop the program. Let's see that. Give me the freaking shell. Thank you. I'm gonna make this thing as annoying as possible. I wonder if it... See, I thought it put it in user bin Python 3, so that makes me wonder, did it put it in user bin Python 2? Because I have both Python 1 and Python... Caps locks. Ugh. That's interesting. User bin Python. Yeah, I hate that. Okay, back to command line because unable to locate it. See, there's no Python directory in there. See, and I don't know, my screen zoomed in and things got all weird. Okay, there we go. So, let's just close that out and reopen it. So okay, all right. Apt search fail dot dash mqtt. That's telling me it's not there, is what I'm thinking. This isn't Ubuntu, this is a Debian clone. Okay, I'll do it with the virtual one because I just found the command. Evidently that one's not in there, Jinx, because, well, this is Raspberry Pi. Okay, how do I make a directory? Okay, fine. Since it. Oh. Okay. Okay. Just So how do I install it for Python 3 then? Use Python. It's easier. Everything goes right in Python. You'll have your code done in 20 minutes. But then you have to spend 3 hours getting it to work. Sorry. seems to have worked. Hey, it worked. Alrighty. Alright, so it works now. I know, that's why I give everybody who programs in Python a hard time about that, Jinx. Is because, yeah, it takes you 5-10 minutes to write a program in Python. Hi, Mr. Wells, by the way. And no, I'm not going outside pulling weeds. But yeah, it takes you 5-10 minutes to write this very powerful program that can do a lot of things. But then it takes you like 3 days to fix the dependencies because they're not working great. Okay, so that got me at least talking to the MQTT broker with Python. So now let's see how we can modify this to include I didn't even include this in the top of my other shell. So, copy. See how bad I am about writing Python? I forgot to do that. Save. Let's see. We will create a new MQTT, or whoops, file, save, MQTT underbar lights. Save. I'll paste that. Well, that's okay. It's my Debian install. I can hose it up if I want. And it's not like I am lacking in size. Because you see, I've got a 20, only 20 gig? I thought I had a larger... I thought I had a 32 gig in there. Oh, boot sectors and all that other kind of things. Yeah, okay. And I was playing around with other versions of stuff. There's actually multiple OS installs on this thing. On that same memory card. And it's a 64 gig, not a 32. but I dedicated the most to this one. Okay, so I need... let's see, I need... Got the hash in front of it. That would cause problems later. Okay, so I need... all of this documentation. Let me add a tab. Trying to line things up. Evidently, you can't use the tab key in this. You know, and I would think... Also, you would think that something like the Raspberry Pi would automatically include it in Raspbian, Jinx. Because what do a lot of people use the Pi for? Internet of Things. What is MQTT for? Internet of Things. Although I like to call it Internet of Shit because everybody throws everything on the internet now. And most of it doesn't need to be there, like, for example, your toaster. I'll just link to this one. Oh. I didn't know that. So, let's see here. See, everybody that I saw, you know, was using Feo. That's why I went with Feo. Because this is, you know, oh, I should actually... I should include that one in that documentation, too. But yeah, this was literally, yeah, this right here was literally the script that I copied. Or no, this one here. Or actually, that's a completely different one than what I copied. It's from the same. It's from Steve Internet's guide. It was from Steve Internet's guide earlier, but okay. Yeah, if I can't get documentation on it, Jinx, I'm not using it. Okay, so I got the lights. Alright, so now I need to do my imports. Copy. And I need this guy. see, I was gonna have, how many of these do I have addresses for? What's 3 in binary? So I've got 2, 4, 8. So 8 in binary, so. Now, obviously, I don't have all of these devices connected yet. I only have the capability of doing 2. But I have them defined now. Okay. Okay, so lights. What's next? Setup. I'll add to these because in the future I'm going to be alright, so yeah, and before you say anything, Jinx, I've tried these in 4 statements before, and that's when Python was giving me the whole, I'm expecting a hexa or a number and I'm getting a string crap started happening. And that's why I went back to this. I think that's most of the setup. I'll probably want that. Although I probably want this actually in order. Copy. that pretty much puts me there now. Change this. Save that. Come back over here. And then we go at light animations. Idle. Links. Oh, whoops, I did swirls first in this one, but that's okay. I can come down here and copy, paste it. Okay, good. It doesn't yell at me for the spacing. So that's my blanks, swirls. Wow, I'm already at 290 lines of code. But I'm just glad I have all those. Oh, let me just make sure that this still runs. Yes, that still runs. Okay, so that's got my swirls. So I eventually want to do solids as well. For my animations and a clear. Okay, so I think I'm done with this script because I've copied everything out of it that I want. Well, actually, I'll figure that out in a minute. Let's see. Error. I want the error state. Okay, so I can close that now. I don't need that script because I have everything out of that script that I want into this script. Hi, Rotten Frog. You'll have to excuse me. My chat window is up on my secondary screen up there that's sitting on a shelf. So I don't look at it all the time. I am far from a Linux pro either. In fact, if you were here a few minutes ago, you saw me get a little frustrated with Python and just, well, according to Jinx, I just hosed my Debian install because I threw a bunch of garbage files in the system directory to make something work. But, hey, it works now. That's all I care about. Because, well, it works now. Alrighty, so... Purple. Okay, so yeah, if it errors out, I will blink only device 0 purple. That way, basically this is if I publish an incorrect MQTT message, it's just going to blink at me purple to let me know, hey, you published an incorrect MQTT message. So, just to catch you up, what I've done is I'm using MQTT as kind of a broker on the Pi that I'll be able to publish messages to it. And this Python script that I'm currently writing will grab those messages. If it's a command that it recognizes, it will execute that animation sequence. If it is a invalid command, it will throw this error state and just device 0 will blink purple once to let me know, hey, I received an MQTT command, but it was invalid. That error state might all get commented out for the actual production show, but for troubleshooting, I'm leaving it in there. Yeah, I don't use Vi or V or Heaven, whatever you want to call it. I use Nano. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read that, Jinx. All right. So what MQTT is? So it's primarily used for like Internet of Things stuff. Sensors, kind of things like this. So like here, I've got this little program that I copied off of a website. So we will clear shell. So what I've got is this MQTT broker runs on your server at a specific port number. In this case, I've left it at the default 1883 only because I didn't want to go in and reconfigure Mosquito. And what you can do with it is you can publish a message, and everybody that's subscribed to it will see it. Right now, this is the only subscriber that I have for testing. So basically, when I pushed this publish button, it went from my Windows machine across my wireless to my Pi, and then from the Pi back to my Windows machine. But the added advantage is that you can then, so you can do this inside of Python scripting. So it published test to that to this what they call a topic. It then received that test message and wrote it out to the screen. That was just kind of a test to make sure my MQTT was going to work through Python. But what this allows me to do is, because I've got a control system, a sound system, and a lighting system that are all going to be talking to one another. So what I'm going to be able to do is the control system will be able to publish directly to the MQTT broker that's running on this Pi. The lights and the sound will then see that message was sent. It then can extract that information out and run the Python scripts based on it. And that way I can have one command controlling multiple endpoints, so I don't have to cross-link Python scripts and SSH and all this other happy, fun stuff to make two Pis talk to one another kind of thing. So literally, I just published this. And the other thing, a good nice thing about it is I will be able to take this MQTT box and install it on my laptop. And for troubleshooting, I'll be able to sit up there in my sound booth connected to my church's internet, or to the same network that this Pi and everything else is going to be done. And I can monitor MQTT traffic without actually modifying it. Or if I need to inject a message for troubleshooting, I'll be able to inject a message, kind of thing. Jinx, I learned enough of that in college and I forgot most of it. Yeah. Rotten Frog, USB is not bad. I mean, right now, this Pi is running off USB. Eventually, when I get my new voltage regulators in, I'm gonna power this off of a external transformer that'll power both the Pi and the lighting, which get this. Here, let me show you how big the power supply is that I need to use. This is a 12 amp, 24 volt power supply. And this chunk of steel that is the transformer at the end weighs about 12 pounds. But I was originally going to use a 6 amp power supply in order to power all this. But then, as we found last stream and everything, my lights draw about just over an amp of power. And I'm going to be driving 8 of those, plus a Pi, which takes about 3 amps. Well, 2.5. 3 to be safe. So that's, what is that? That's 11 amps right there. So I need a 12 amp power supply to power all of this. No, they aren't exactly energy efficient, but they look cool. Here we go. Let's see. So this is what I managed to create yesterday. Or was it yesterday or was it? I think it was Friday that I created this. So I created this animation to where it works. And the only time it's pulling just over an amp is when all of them are on at full white. Because I've literally at that point got the equivalent of 30 LEDs lit up plus the control chips. And what was it, 1020 milliamps that we came up with yesterday or Friday, Jinx? I think it was 1020 milliamps, so just over an amp. Which is why I got to get a better not a better heatsink, but a better voltage regulator, because this voltage regulator is rated at exactly 1 amp. I ordered them today. I don't know when they'll ship. But I ordered some 3 amp ones, and that should be enough to power the Pi and these. Granted, the 3 amps going to be overkill on these, but in looking at pinouts, the only ones I can use are these 1 amps or 3 amps. There's no 2 amps or 5 amps or anything, because the pinout's different. Hi, Lady G. Oh, yeah. Like Jinx said, it's all running at 5 volts. Now, that's the thing. I don't know how to calculate the current draw through a voltage regulator. Let's see here. Does the amount of current draw change through a linear voltage regulator? Let's see. The device acts like a variable resistor, constant. Let's see. Shunt regular series. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm using the 7800 series. Or I was. I'm going to an LM series, which is slightly higher. Yeah, I'm using the LM78 series. Actually, you'd be surprised. So where are you? Power. Power management ICs, LDO. So you see these? These are 84 cents a piece for the 1 amp version. If I go to the... Let me just do my quick parametric search here. TL23. Apply filters really quick. If I do now 3 amp, and if I do, where's my output voltage? 5 volts supply. And was it? I believe it was these ones. Was it these ones? Yes, it was these ones. They are $4. Well, yeah. So the price does. There is a significant difference in cost. So it cost me about. I ordered 10 of them, so it only cost me $4. I don't think I actually ordered 10 of those though. Oh, see, yeah, I ordered. Okay, so I ordered these ones. Let me make sure my pinout's still correct on these. Yeah, VCC, ground, and output. Okay. My bad. They're 2 amps are the ones that I got. So, the price doubles for the amount of amperage. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So I might be able to get away with my 6 amp power supply instead of upping it to the 12. Jinx. See, I was gonna go with an LM705, I think it is, or LM377 or something. It was one of them I was gonna go for that would do a full 5 amps, and they were only $1 something a piece as well. But the pinout's wrong on them, so I would have to redo the entire circuit board, and I don't want to do it. So, yeah. Okay, so come back to this. We'll stop that. We'll close that. We'll clear the shell. Okay, so well, we can do the clear state really quick here, because that one's easy. So the clear state, def clear, so I have the clear state now. I don't know. I'll keep that thing in reserve in case I need it. Okay. Okay, so I have all that, so... So we will loop start, we will subscribe, and then we will sleep. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm assuming I need to copy that. Which I already have up there somewhere, but if that equals white blink. Trying to remember how to do if statements in Python. Oh, you popped up over there. Okay, yeah. If that equals white blink, tab, white blink, dev 0. Let's make sure I'm doing that correctly. Because I forgot how I wrote my own thing. Yeah, okay. This is probably going to go horribly wrong, but we'll see. Messages. Ah. So would that be on message then? Okay, function object. Okay, so where do I call that function? Client.onMessage maybe? See, I don't understand how this function is getting called. So client.onMessage equals onMessage. So how do I get this string out if I can't decode it any other way but then just printing it to the screen? See, because I'm already doing this, like, at the beginning. See, like, clear up here, I'm already calling, or binding that function to the callback message. Okay, so I have to replace this with my if statement then. So essentially, my whole entire program's got to be under this definition of on message. Nope, that didn't work. Now it's crashing for other invalid host. I did. See, but it didn't keep running. So now so if I do... It does not... Oh, hey, it did something. Ah! It works! It works! I am a genius! Oh, well, okay. Maybe not that quite that far, but... Yes, I guess I am in callback hell now. I can just do LF make this close. Red blank device 0, and then we will do the print connection. Yay, okay. So now I figured it out. I've got it to where I can control this via MQTT. And that's about a second delay. Of course, that's over wireless. So let me see if I can speed that up. It's a little. It's a little better. Okay, so we will copy this line. There you go. Now I can start the idle animation. Yay! Okay. The joys of Python. Okay, so I can get rid of the MQTT test. And hang on a second, guys. My electric thingy started beeping, telling me that I've got like $10 left on it, so. See, now I just need to do the different animations for it. I don't know where my sheet of paper went that had those on it. It's around here somewhere. That's not it. I'll find them eventually. But yeah, so now it's just a matter of... Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it right there. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, technically I'll need 8 animations. Or no. Yeah, I'll need 8 animations. I think that's what I called that one. Note for myself there. Okay, so I've got clear, I've got idle, I've got close. If it doesn't match anything, throw up an error state. I now should be able to publish idle. Kicks in. Publish clear. Clear. If I just publish something, it'll blink at me when saying. Okay. Alrighty. Now I guess the real test is let me do something here. Close. Stop it, file, exit. it doesn't work in command line. Maybe start it as a background. Now that's interesting. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, because the process ended. Oh, no, it killed it right there.
You ready to go in about half an hour?
Yeah. So that's odd, Jinx. Do you know why it would work in the IDE but not in the command line? So how do I get it basically to wait indefinitely until I do that disconnect? So basically this right here, how would I make it wait until I issue these commands? So I'd obviously add another one here to end it. What would that command be? Because I don't know enough about Python for that, Jenks. I mean, technically, I guess I could... do this. the spaces in there? Yeah. So I gotta come back up here to the variables. Run equals 1. Oh, that's over here. See, I'm... Oh, okay. So I just need to... So I just need to do a loop forever instead of a loop start. Thank you, Jinx. That'll also handle reconnects if there's a hiccup. Although I doubt that there's going to be a hiccup because... Program... Shutdown. So maybe put it like that. Okay, so that's still working, and then if I go close, it blinks its red light. Okay. Okay, so it does matter if there's a return in there. That's one thing I wanted to test. There we go. It works. Yay. Although, I do have to call it quits. Because I've got some stuff that I gotta go do. I will thank you very much for your help again, Jinx. You're always helpful on these programming stints, especially when, like me, who I am just starting out in learning Python, need a little help. So, I am very happy that I've got this. Like I said, I need to work on my solids. Basically turn the lights on solid. I've got my clear, I've got my air, I've got all my swirl patterns, I've got all my I've got my messages coming in, I've got my MQTT broker built. I will have to finish building out my other commands that I need, because this is all gonna be yeah, I probably could, Jinx, but I'm programming the other side as well, so as long as when I do the publish on the other side, I don't have the carriage return in there, it should be fine. We'll cross that bridge when I get there, and if I have to, I'll add a strip into these. But, so what I've got is, it's going on a time machine, and I've got, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got the different ages that the time machine's supposed to stop at. And so I'm going to have a command for this one, a command for this time period, this time period, this time period, this one, that one, and that one. There's 7 of them. So I'll need 7 separate commands for different animations. And then I will need another 8th animation for when the time machine's supposed to fail. So that's going to be fun. So I need 8 more besides this one. So, but so I need so yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the animation, build the states, so to speak. So like if I send it for example 4000 BC, I'll have the string of do this animation, do that animation, do this animation, da 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 da, down to, then it'll get, do this sequence of animations and then stop on the light that's going to be over 4000 BC kind of thing. So I've still got some work to do, but like I said, I've got about 10 minutes and I have to leave to go do something, so I do have to end the stream here. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Jinx, for helping me with all of this. I'll have to get this these files uploaded to the GitHub repository for this project so that other people can do this if they're interested. Because I don't know if you know, but when I post this to YouTube, there's going to be in the description link, there is a link to the GitHub repository where I have all the scripts that I've been working on, as well as all of the KiCad files for the circuit board design and the spec sheets for the parts that I ordered. So, just so y'all know. Again, thanks for joining me. I will see you next. Well, I almost pulled a curtain. I will see you next time, guys.